couple of cases I had with them was woman, but luckily it's down here we've got organized buildings and people doing the same way. So, it is what it is. Alright, let me get the file out. Let's see, what's that file? That's the supplies file. I guess I should wear glasses for the meeting. That's part of the draw. What else do we have? This definitely great for what voice. I'm part of the voice acting group. And with the voice acting group, you're supposed to have the voice medicine video. So I use this to numb my vocals for the show.
It is a kid's chalkboard. Maybe he wants to go easy on the spirits.
Alright, let's get the name out. So, you get a lot of visitors at this time? It's pretty late, but I'm a sex worker, so this is what we do.
Yeah, eh?
Well, I can't really find it, so maybe I'll give him a, how about I give him a call? You want me to step out and give him a call outside? Or can I call him from here? Yeah, I don't know him. Yeah, so I don't know him. So I can go look it up. Step outside would be great. Step outside? Oh, no problem. First of all, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Thank you. I got some Mickey that you made. I got some Mickey. Haha. I got. Oh. Oh.
He drops in the chalk just for theatrical effect. When he thinks he separates the slates, revealing his pre-written solution. The illusions
One of the eyelids. The eyelids get fucking crossed over the motherfucker. The eyelids. I didn't think the eyelids would get crossed over here. The eyelids are brown. Shit. Oh. Oh. Lips. Between the sprinting and the heat packs, all my legs cold, my toes are cold, and I think my ears are cold. Yeah, other than that, I'm pretty good. Other than that, I'm pretty good. It's hard to tell how cold I am because I'm drunk. If I wasn't drunk, I would be able to more easily tell. So that's fucking good. Where's my TTS though? My TTS should be live. Oh no.
Excuse me.
Fuck that.
What?
Okay, this is a good shot. This shot. Let's see. Let's take a look around this fucking shop. I'm very interested in what the hell is that. Yeah. Let's go to the beer section. How about we go down to the end? Yeah. Let's see. Albacore. I like that kind of fish. They just never mentioned my alcohol. Yeah, well, they're liars. I literally just bought alcohol from the store, so you can literally watch me buy.
Driver sobbed by the side of the road after learning that a friend was killed in the blast. Korea, 1950. Group school photo. Austria, 1899. In the center of the back row, 10-year-old Adolf Hitler. This man's man survived a fire on a sinking ship in 1871, leaving him with emotional trauma. 41 years later, he finally overcame his fears and nightmares and decided to go on a cruise on the Titanic. In 1991, the famous Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar reached an agreement with the government. Instead of being extradited to the US, he was to serve 5 years in prison. But ordinary prison didn't satisfy him. Escobar built himself a prison of dreams with a soccer field, a large dollhouse, a bar, a jacuzzi, and even a waterfall. Representatives of Native American tribes, Navajo, Papago, Apache, and Hopi, sign a document renouncing the use of the traditional symbol of luck and happiness, the swastika, in clothing and jewelry, Arizona, 1940. Gangsters celebrate the killing of the leader of a rival gang, New York, 1916. Prisoners of the Herero and Nama during the genocide in the early 20th century. A German motorcyclist on Russian roads, 1941. A soldier bids farewell to his service dog, Afghanistan, 1989. Passengers boarding the Titanic, 1912. Pacific Islanders examine an F-4U Corsair aircraft. At first, they mistook the soldiers for deities, 1943. A chastity nightgown for procreation, France, 17th century. The inscription translates as, "with God's help." Black men arrested for lack of housing and employment will be used as free labor. Slavery, though abolished by law, simply took on other forms. USA, 1910. 18-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger with his classmate, 1965. An American soldier poses in front of burning oil. Gulf War, 1991. Family portrait during the Spanish flu, 1918. Cleo Wright's jail photo from 1940. 2 years later, he was lynched. A white mob dragged him from his cell and burned him alive for the attempted rape of a woman and the murder of a police officer. A Japanese soldier who continued to wage guerrilla warfare for 28 years because he did not know World War II had ended.
That was a crazy
Japan,
story.
1974.
That guy is crazy.
Future Cuban revolutionary leader Fidel Castro at Central Park, New York, USA, 1955. A masquerade ball of the Illuminati, hosted by the Rothschilds in 1972. Firefighters rest in the rubble of the World Trade Center, New York, USA, September 12, 2001. God Save America from Communism, Boston, USA, 1950. Man in a rooster costume, late 19th century. Typhoid Mary, Malin quarantined for life on North Brother Island, New York City, 1915. The first interracial marriage in Mississippi, held in 1970, became a significant event in the state's history. Woman snatches matches from a monk attempting self-immolation. Seoul, South Korea, 1963. A test of the strength of a pipe with the inventor inside. Canada, 1920. The Englishwoman Millie Cooper, an elite prostitute born in 1915, she started her career in the 1940s, and in 2011, at the age of 96, she was still working, earning $1,250 per session. Throughout the USS Triton's secret mission to circumnavigate the world submerged, The only unauthorized individual to spot the submarine during those 60 days was a Filipino man on his canoe who noticed its periscope. April 1960. Harvey Ball, the man who invented the smiley face. Mass strike of African Americans and equality supporters, Tennessee, 1968. Homosexual inmates in women's clothing during corrective labor, Colorado, 1900s. Mount St. Helens erupted 13 hours after this picture was captured, claiming the lives of 57 people, including the volcanologist David Johnston, 1980. Soviet and Polish troops liberate prisoners from the Sachsenhausen concentration camp, Germany, 1945. Feminists holding a poster that reads, "Eve was framed, USA, 1970." A clever reference to the biblical story of the fall, suggesting Eve was unfairly blamed for humanity's sins. Klaus Carl Schilling is hooded before his execution in 1946. He was sentenced to death for conducting horrific medical experiments on over 1,000 prisoners at the Dachau concentration camp. No dog biscuits today, London, 1942. When Columbus discovered America, this continent was densely populated. 90 million people lived here, or about 1/3 of the world's population. But the colonizers destroyed half of the population. More than 30,000 German soldiers captured as a result of the Battle of the Falaise Pocket in a camp near the town of Nonant-le-Pin, France. A hippie wedding, USA, 1960s. The current Empress of Japan, Masako Owada, with her friends in kindergarten, 1967. Kashmir Giants with traveler Professor Rickleton, India, 1903. In 1968, for the first time in history, a woman lit the Olympic flame. In the photo, Mexican runner Katy Castello. Germans celebrating fall of Berlin
Toast?
Wall, Potsdamer Platz, Novt 12, 1989. A young Russian girl finally tastes freedom after surviving the horrors of Auschwitz, 1945. This haunting image serves as a powerful reminder of the millions stripped of their identity, yet who managed to survive the impossible. A device for smoking an entire pack of cigarettes, 1950s. Did this make you laugh, cry, or feel frustrated? Let me know your reaction in the comments section. Make sure to watch out for the next episode. Drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Cheers. The Endurance ship permanently trapped in Antarctic ice, 1915. How Hiroshima has changed since 1945. One of the first tornadoes ever photographed, 1898. Watching television in a movie theater in the city of Carpi, Italy, 1956. Ku Klux Klan members preparing to scatter propaganda literature from a plane in the air, USA, 1922.
1922.
The last photo of the Javan tiger, a now extinct species, 1938. A wedding in a church destroyed by German shells, London, 1941. Shoichi Yokoi, the Japanese soldier who hid in the jungle in Guam for 27 years to avoid capture, weeps upon his return to Japan in February 1972. In 1918, Frances Griffiths and her cousin photographed what they claimed were real fairies and became famous overnight. American lawyer Clement Vallandigham was defending a man accused of murder after a bar fight. He built the defense on the idea that the victim accidentally shot himself while pulling out a pistol from his pocket in an awkward position. Vallandigham wanted to demonstrate this by placing a gun, which he believed was unloaded, in his own pocket. As he pulled it out, he accidentally shot himself. He died from the wound, and his client was acquitted. Anal plugs for treating headaches and colds. In the 19th century, a doctor might prescribe a set of rubber plugs for your
Snake
runny
Carlson,
nose.
whenever he eats potatoes or any other high carbohydrate meal, his speech begins
World
to
War
slur.
I, the trenches
If he
were
continues
so
to eat,
infested
he
with
starts to lose
rats
his
that you
balance
could
and is
catch
struck by
nearly
sudden
100
mood swings.
rodents in
After
10
years of
seconds.
misdiagnosis, doctors
Soldiers
found
had
that
to
Carson's
sleep in the
gut
same
was turning the
trenches.
carbohydrates he eats into alcohol, specifically ethanol,
Cop
an
got
extremely
police
rare
for
medical
jaywalking
disorder
in
known
South
as
Korea.
autobrewery
You had to
syndrome.
stand in the shame box for 30 minutes. 1970s. Liverpool versus
You have a memory that you don't like to
Brussels
touch.
European Cup
It
final,
sits in the back of your mind, covered in a heavy mental dust sheet. Maybe it was 10 years ago on a highway at night, seeing headlights drift into your lane. Maybe it was a childhood fall from a height that should have broken you but didn't. Or maybe it was a sudden crushing pain in your chest that vanished as quickly as it arrived. You tell yourself stories about these moments. You call it luck. You call it a miracle. You tell your friends, I don't know how I survived that. The uncomfortable truth, mathematically speaking, is that you didn't. In the timeline you occupied 5 minutes before that event, you died. The headlights didn't swerve. The
that's what I
fall was
said.
fatal. The aneurysm ruptured. The laws of physics in that specific branch of reality followed their natural destructive course.
What are you doing?
But you were not here
Well,
to
get
remember
moving.
the funeral. You were here, reading this, remembering the luck. This is the first proof, the near-miss statistical fluke. Probability is not a suggestion. It is a rigid framework. Every day, you navigate a minefield of micro-probabilities. The chance of a fatal traffic accident, a freak medical event, or a catastrophic mechanical failure is low for any given second. But over the course of a lifetime, the probability of 0 fatal interactions approaches impossibility.
Yeah, no shit.
When you experience a near miss, you are witnessing the seam where 2 probabilities diverged. In the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, every quantum event with multiple possible outcomes actually results in all of them happening, each in a newly branching universe. Most people think of this in terms of subatomic particles, but you are made of subatomic particles. Your car is made of them. The drunk driver swerving toward you is made of them. When that car came toward you, the universe split. In branch A, the physics of momentum and mass resulted in a collision. Your biology ceased. Your consciousness, dependent on that biology, had nowhere to sit. But in branch B, a branch with a probability of perhaps only 0.00001%, the driver sneezed, twitched the wheel, and missed you by an inch. Here is the terrifying mechanic of consciousness. You cannot experience non-existence. It is a logical impossibility. You cannot be dead.
Yeah,
Therefore,
that's
your
right.
subjective awareness can only continue along the branch
Yeah,
where the biology
that's
supports
right.
it. When branch A resulted in death, your conscious stream didn't end. It
Yeah,
was simply filtered out of that timeline.
that's right.
The only version of you that remained capable of observation was the one in branch B. You felt a rush of adrenaline. You pulled over to the side of the road, shaking, hyperventilating,
Yeah.
thinking, I can't believe I'm alive. You aren't alive in the way you think. You are simply the geometric remainder.
Yeah,
You are
your
the
memories
statistical
change a little
fluke
bit.
that survived the filter. That memory of the near miss is not a badge of survival. It is a tombstone for the version of you that didn't make the jump.
Yeah.
You left a corpse behind in a timeline that is just as real as this one, where your family is currently mourning you, while you sit here unaware that you are a ghost in their history. The Mandela effect has been trained to dismiss the Mandela effect as a quirk of human psychology, false memory syndrome, or confabulation. We are told that the human brain is a faulty hard drive that rewrites data to fit social expectations. Millions of people remember a cornucopia